to present you with the highest possible physical ideal. And this ideal is athlete. Now, it's good to understand now, like right from the start, that the ideal means that you're never going to actually reach that point. It's something that you aspire to be, and you get closer and closer to this ideal, but you will never really, reach that some kind of perfect maximum state. It's an ideal, not a real thing. It's kind of an abstraction of the qualities, that we try to get. So I think that people don't try to really get there because of lack of confidence. We don't see that we could reach the state, so we aim lower and we get lower. And so the idea is that if you aspire to be this something really, really great, then you will become great. You will become greater than if you aimed lower. So if you did have the confidence and you understood the process, you believe in yourself, then you would choose this highest ideal, which is to be the athlete. But now, obviously the question is, what does that athlete kind of mean? What is the state of being an athlete? The way I see it is that an athlete is like a person or a body that possesses universal strength. And universal strength is something that it transfers to pretty much almost anything. It's adaptable, it's very adaptable. So with your physique, with the strength that you have, you can adapt to the surroundings, and you can adapt to the people around you. So this is the function, your physique is functional. What this also means is that you're able to sort of exert physical performance that is very, very unrestricted. Your body is unrestricted, and this also comes to the adaptability. This being unrestricted means that you are prepared for the unexpected circumstances around you. So this is how I see like this ideal of the athlete. But then, if we talk about more in detail about the body, what it means regarding the body, what is this? Because this is the starting point, your body. So in the start, the highest level of the body that you can have is a body that functions normally. Every single joint in your body works kind of like it's supposed to be. So if we talk about articulations, it's very simple. This articulation of the elbow here, or any joint, the shoulder, it means that you have the control over all these articulations and over all these ranges that you have over these joints. This is the basic sort of foundation that you have, mobility everywhere. But not just mobility, you have to have in addition to being able to move around your joints, you need to have the rigidness and the stability to support that as well. Those are kind of the yin and yang. This is kind of this is the strength. This is what really the strength consists of, the mobility and the stability. But in addition to that, you need to be coordinated. You need to be able to move your arms, legs, core in the different directions and quickly, so you have the agility. So you're the kind of the ideal state of the body of an athlete is extremely healthy, mobile, stable, it's strong, and of course, coordinated and functional. This is the kind of the state. So when everything works sort of as nature intended in your body, this is already incredibly high level of body that I don't think people really, see it this way. Almost no one has a body that works, this way, that everything works just kind of is fluid, everything is fluid and moving in your body. Almost no one has this. I don't have that state. But once again, it comes down to kind of the ideal. There's something you aspire to be and you get closer to it. This is the important factor here. So what our channel is about, what VAHVA Fitness is about is, it is about showing the way to reach this ideal. That is what this channel is about. Showing what it is, like how do you get there? If we've identified these things, that what the ideal is, and then we need to find a way, to get there. What is the best method of building this ideal athlete body? There's many different training styles, and which have their own variations of this ideal. But this ideal that they present is a false ideal, because a training style which is fundamentally a tool, it's a tool for strengthening the body. And when you take the training style and raise that to be the ideal, well then, everything turns around. Instead of trying to develop a great body, a strong and healthy body, you start trying to lift the most amount of weight, or you start trying to do the most repetitions, or you try to get these crazy skills. This is a distraction, takes away from really focusing on the quality and focusing on the health and the strength of the body. So you need to get your head away from this training style approach. And when you are able to do this, then you're free from these styles and you're free to really focus on the body and use these styles as what they are, the tools that help you to strengthen the different articulations. I talk about the articulations of the joints. That's what you do. That's what the movement of the body consists of these articulations, the movement of them, and the stabilization. So that you use the training styles, you use the exercises, and all these things, the variables, the weights, repetitions, you use those to strengthen these certain attributes and articulations and functions in your own body. So there's a major shift in the approach in your training, because from now on, the only focus that you have is something of feeling, the contraction, the muscles, feeling different areas in the body act. You feel some areas which get, they stabilize. You feel other areas that start to produce the movement. And this is the big shift, because you're focusing only on these things. Everything else outside of it is the tool, is something that helps you to do this. I never wanted to be exactly like this movement guy or calisthenics guy, or I didn't really want to be this just like a bodybuilder focused on aesthetics or something like that. And I think that most people unknowingly are trying to get to this ideal, but are very, very confused and of what it actually means to aspire to be this athlete, this ideal. We are chasing it instead of the real thing. We chase these things like the numbers. So I still use movement training, I use calisthenics, and I use weightlifting. And for example, the reason I use movement training is because I know it works. It works so well, making the body, work in those different things. And I explained in the other video, coordination, agility, basic mobility, strength. This is what it does. So as I explained, the starting point is the body that is mobile everywhere, strong everywhere, healthy, it's capable, it's functional. And this is something that you must develop in the start through through training in different ways. Like for example, the Movement 20XX. That is a course that helps you to build a foundation. It is about building coordination, make you a coordinated human being, strong human being, an agile human being, someone that is fluid in the movement and feels good and healthy in the body. That's what it's about, the foundation to being the highest ideal, the athlete. And back to the beginning where I was explaining about this confidence, that we don't really have this confidence to try to be this ideal, is that we don't see the process. We don't see that there are steps. We see people who are extremely functional and have a great performance, and we compare to that. Obviously it's such a huge gap there, and we can't see I can't beat that, because we refuse to see the process that's behind it. And everybody can take these simple steps. There are simple steps you can take to reach this level, but you need to take them in the right order, the right steps to right direction. We all have this potential, natural. It's like the athlete is more like a natural state of the human. But if you look at our lifestyle, nowadays, it's something that you don't have to exert yourself to in any way with your physique. You can just sit around all day. You don't have to. If you think about people, the history, like cavemen, the lifestyle was such that they had to be prepared for the environment, for a very, very unexpected and chaotic environment with all kinds of wild animals, maybe enemies. And that was the lifestyle that you have to be kind of an athlete because of that, And nowadays it's the body degenerates. But this was just to point out that we all have this in us. And it's not restricted to a certain body type, that you have this gifted guy and he's the only one who can be this athlete, only one who can have a great physique, great performance. That's not true. I mean, this channel isn't even about this some kind of physical exception, this like a specimen or gifted individual. It's about showing to the like how just a common people, how you can develop, how you can go from a common people to 100, to show the steps that you can take, to show this process, because it is possible. It's a long process. That's the thing. It doesn't matter actually if you're trying to get good at some training style, powerlifting, calisthenics, to become just like a mover. It all takes a long amount of time. To become an athlete, it doesn't take longer amount of time. It takes the exact same amount of time to get good, to be athletic as it takes to be great at powerlifting. But the training will obviously be different. The steps that you take will be very different. But it doesn't take more time. Anything that you want to get good at, it takes the patience. So I want you to really think about this in a long term, that from 5 years from now on, where could you be if you start taking those right steps right now? That's the thing, that's the process. You do something now and you may get it later. And that's something I want you to think about, because it matters. Then it matters what is your ideal, because that ideal will determine, to some extent or to many extent what you will start to do. But this was really the video. And it was more like an introduction in a way to this ideal, and it's about really creating that confidence, and I want you to really understand why to set your goals high, and that you can do it, that you can reach this high state no matter where you start. But let me know what you think about this video by commenting down below. I really like reading all the feedback and such. It's really helpful, and I think I'm going to make about this subject. I'm going to make a lot of other videos as well, because there's a lot of stuff that I need to elaborate on, obviously, to make things more clear. But this is it for this time, and I will see you soon. Take care.